Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we can't remember very well. We pause the recording. We eat 2 pizzas, 2 salads. Thank you, patrons. We watch the movie during that endeavor. Come back, second half record. Now we know what's up. We're talking again about the movie. Jingle, jingle, jingle. My name is Dan.
Wow. This is Molly.
What's the endeavor?
Eating pizzas and salads.
Got it. This is also Dan. I'm also Dan. That's what I say.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie, this very special holiday episode, is The Santa Claus.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle, jingle. Honk, honk. Belly full of jelly. On the rooftop. Baby coming down the chimney. It's a Santa Claus.
The classic theme song.
Wow.
Written and performed by Tim Allen.
Whoa, it's an elf.
Okay.
Still
Okay.
going? What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that Tim Allen?
Starring Tim Allen.
Can I just, before we get into it, can I just say, oh no.
Yes, Molly?
I feel like a real Wilson over here. Today, my husband, no big deal, was like,
Brag.
what are you watching tonight? And I said, as usual, I don't know. He said, it's probably the Santa Claus. And I said, no, there's no way.
Ha-ha.
Amazing.
But this is Tim Allen.
We paid him to say that.
I've never seen this movie.
Nor have I.
I have.
I have also seen it.
Ha-ha.
Real high five.
That was a real high five for listeners.
Wow, Dan just high-fived himself.
Well, here, Dan. High
I'd
five
like to
for
point out
not
that Beth and I
seeing
didn't even
it.
make eye contact to do that shit.
No.
We
Wow.
are pros.
Pros.
Garbage. Absolute garbage.
That was real visual, but they attempted a high
I
five. That
recall
was
seeing
perfect.
this movie as a Ute. I believe.
Before you muse on about your Uteness, do we want to do Union Strong presents?
Oh, from Mewtwo? Yes, absolutely.
Pre-Totes, pre-recall, 60-second pre-summary, name
Okay.
pending?
Yes, we
Yeah.
absolutely
Great.
do.
Yes.
I will get the clock.
We're just going to trade off here? Or?
Let's just,
It's up to you.
just
Okay.
go wild.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
wow.
go wild. Ready? Go.
Yeah.
Tim Allen Saves Christmas.
That's the end of the movie. Earlier, he's a boring dad and businessman in an office, a big office. He's moving papers.
Oh, he works at a toy store.
And then he's home and he's got a wife and 2 kids. Uh-oh, something's on the roof. I better go fix it. Oh. Kills Santa Claus. Now he's Santa Claus. Gets fat.
30 seconds.
Got a beard. What's happening? I'm Santa Claus.
The wife's
Molly?
like, what's even going on right now? And the kids are like, making 90s jokes? Is this from the 90s? 2000s? Aughts?
At some point, his wife says, like, actually, I'm kind of into this. And he's like, are you for real? And then they bang.
10 seconds.
And he's Santa.
And he saves Christmas because Santa can't do it, but he signs a contract not knowing what he was signing and that he has to sign to become Santa, and he saves Christmas?
Time.
Do you think that he saves Christmas, though?
No.
Okay.
No, I think he fails at saving Christmas and Christmas is ended forever.
Wow.
And it's a real downer.
That's why
Yeah.
there's a Santa Claus, too.
Yeah, because he's got to like fix
fucked it
his
up the first
mistake.
time.
Yeah.
And 3? How many are there?
I ruined Christmas.
There's a new one, even.
What?
The Santa Clauses?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think it's...
Multiple Santas?
I think, like, the families... I don't know.
They're all Santas?
I have no idea.
I'm kind of into that, actually. That'd be funny.
Oh, if they're Kids Claus, that'd be fun.
Kids
Is there one
Claus.
of those?
We don't know.
Maybe.
All right,
Is this a
Hollywood,
real
give me
thing?
call.
Yes.
That's happening right now?
It is happening
Like it's
right
available to watch?
now. Oh, I don't know if it's out yet.
Oh, okay.
It could be.
But it's happening.
Yes.
Synergy. We're doing Synergy right now.
Synergy. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Disney.
Disney.
It's
Oh,
Disney.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Is it?
Disney. It's always going to be Disney.
Yeah. Disney.
Okay. Well, if I had known that, I might have switched up my summary a little bit.
You don't think
Well, I don't
it
know
would
if
save
this
Christmas?
was originally Disney. I just know
Oh,
now
Disney
it's-
They
scooped
definitely
this up?
own it now.
They definitely
They
own
bought
it.
this.
Let's just say
Star
we'll
Wars.
be watching this on a Disney platform.
Interesting.
The Clausiverse.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
This
Okay.
is the origin story of the Clausiverse.
And it came out. Molly thinks 90s.
I don't think so.
Oh, just the kids are making 90s jokes. But they're not at the 90s. I think this came out in 2006.
I was just going to say 2006.
Whoa.
Should we be...
So anywhere between 1996 and 2006.
I was going to ask if you wanted to be year buddies with me, but now offer rescinded after that decade-long bet.
Wow, devastating. What's your actual bet?
I'm going to stick with 2006.
Nice.
We can be buddies.
I'm going to boldly say that you're both completely wrong.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Because I watched this movie in the basement of my now mother's house. My parents are divorced. And I watched this movie.
Wait, now mother's house? She wasn't your mother then?
No, now it's her house.
She owns it now.
Oh, okay.
And I watched it. I assume we rented it from a local video store. No big deal.
Wow.
With my father, who
Oh.
was at that moment caring for us for that whatever unit of time while my parents were divorced. And so, Sherlock hat time.
It's on.
Once my brother left to college in the year 1999, no, maybe. I said to my mother, "Are you and Dad going to keep switching around if it's just me?" She avoided the question, and then several months later, I realized I've been living with my mom for almost a year, and I lived with her for the rest of high school. Therefore, this movie could not have come out after 1998.
1996. 1996.
No, Molly.
Too late. Anyway, I'm saying 94.
Wow.
Boom.
This is a spread. 94. The year Weezer's Blue album came out? They're also making the Santa Claus? Okay.
I accidentally saw what year the movie came out.
Oh,
Do
wow.
you want me to say
No.
what my bet would be?
If you didn't know.
Or you want to wait for the second half?
Let's wait for the second half.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause
I
you're
won't
clearly-
bet then.
The
Well,
tension
what-
just
what-
builds. Everybody loves
Yeah.
Okay.
this that we
Teaser
always
alert.
I'm
remember.
curious, at what point in your life did you see this movie?
I was a child. I was a young child, probably in kindergarten.
School.
Oh, man.
wow.
My bet is wrong.
Yeah.
Well, my 1996 is going to come through.
That's not your bet.
It's not a real bet.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
I think
I
this
feel
is going
like you couldn't quite stick the landing on that one. Sorry,
I
man.
didn't take enough in breath.
I think that he is going to be actually not in a relationship.
Oh, wow.
I
agree.
believe that he is going to be divorced.
Yes.
Oh,
Single.
Jingle, jingle.
Yeah. And he's going to be not a good dad.
Oh.
Bad dad, bad husband, good Santa.
Maybe. Is the other dad Judge Reinhold?
Oh, I hope
Wow.
I'm gonna.
By other dad,
oh,
do you
that might
mean
be
like-
liar, liar though.
so. Oh, he could do both. He could be the new dad.
Okay, Beth's bet Judge
He
Reinhold
could
is
be
the
the
other
step.
dad.
He's got big "I'm your stepdad" energy. He could do it in multiple movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Beth. The one scene, the scene I remember. Here are the things I remember about this movie. One, Santa Claus falls off a roof.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dies.
Yep.
Oh.
Conan O'Brien made a very dark sketch about it, where like his version, where he was like, it's really weird that they kept this movie and it's like a much more graphic version of Santa Claus dying. Hilarious. Anyway, that happens. I also remember a scene where Tim Allen and his, I don't know if it's a child or two children, but they are eating food in a restaurant. LOL. Tried to make a Christmas holiday meal and failed.
Oh, they got to go Christmas.
And the reason I remember that scene is because that is a scene in which the version of I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas with the guy in the back going, boop, 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 ba-da, ba-da-da-da, was playing because that is the part of the movie my dad enjoyed the most. Not the movie itself, the song playing during that scene.
that one slaps. I forget who it is, but yeah.
That's all I remember because my dad loved it. He loves that song. Specifically that part of that song.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That one's also in Home Alone, I think.
That's the
Ooh, I
best
think it
version of
is.
that.
Yeah. It's good.
It's pretty much it.
Somebody's.
And then also I think Krumholtz is in it.
Yep. He's an elf.
He's an elf, right?
Yep.
Oh.
Bernard.
Wednesday's boyfriend.
Wow.
So I think they just have a son. I think
Okay,
it's just a
one
boy
kid.
because he befriends Bernard at some point.
Who's Bernard?
He's
Krumholtz,
Krumholtz,
the elf.
The elf.
Oh, he's like, he comes down, is like, you're Santa now?
Yeah.
He signs a contract. The Santa Claus says that if you kill Santa Claus, you become Santa Claus.
What?
Who
It's a
signs the
hit?
contract?
It is Tim
Like
Allen
someone
does.
took a
doesn't
contract
he-
out
No.
on Santa?
No.
No.
That's what this is?
No, like
He
Interesting.
Tim Allen accidentally, I think, startles
Christmas
Santa Claus,
magic.
and he falls off the roof
Yeah.
and he dies.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And according to Christmas law,
Yes, the Santa Claus,
Yes.
it's spelled like with an
Yeah.
E.
Yeah.
Tim Allen then becomes the new Santa
But
Claus.
Tim Allen never agreed to it.
He signs it.
Is this like the
I
Dread
feel like
Pirate
he-
Roberts?
I don't know if he signs it right
Maybe.
away though, because I feel like when he first,
He has to be convinced of it.
because I feel like when he first dies, he like
Does
gets
he have
like
a first right of refusal?
he gets. I think he just gets like awkwardly yanked into it.
I
Right?
bet his son convinces him to do it. Like, Dad, you have to save Christmas.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely a movie where Tim Allen is either hates Christmas or at least is ambivalent about Christmas.
He's a grump.
yeah, he's definitely a grump.
Magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
He grows a white beard and hair and gets a bowl full of Jelly Belly.
Yeah, Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly. Then he has to learn how to be Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Is there? Oh,
So like
and then
a-
there's a part of it too where he is like trying to tell the mom and stepdad that he is Santa Claus, and and they're like, "You're losing it. Like you're really scaring our son. He thinks that you're Santa
no.
Claus." So there's like a whole bunch of like family drama as
Sure,
well.
Drama.
That's what I remember.
Is there comedy parts of like he's got to shave so much? Ooh, the beard keeps growing.
I think
keep
so. I
feel like there's
shaving.
beard
LOL.
humor,
Yeah. Yeah, I think he fights against the changes.
Ooh, Dan's bet. At some point, he LOL uses his Santa powers to like be a stinker to Judge Reinhold.
Oh, so he's got like full on magic.
I mean, he's got the magic required to be Santa, which is
Okay.
that he can like squeeze through chimneys.
Okay.
And he can, I don't know, go back up chimneys.
So
that might be the
there's just
extent of
like-
it,
Yeah, I
honestly.
don't know.
So who is the contract out on? Is someone trying to kill?
No,
not a
my
contract.
God, not that kind of contract.
But you just said
It's not that kind of contract.
It's like a
who's
contract.
trying to kill Tim Allen?
No one is.
I mean, at least not in this one.
Okay, but
That's in
if
Santa Claus,
somebody
too.
did kill Tim Allen, they would become Santa?
Yes.
And you're telling me nobody wants this job?
I don't think
I don't think-
people are aware of it.
Great point.
It's-
So
if this
is
gets
he
out,
doesn't know he's going to
Yeah.
become Santa Claus.
Okay, but like so
like Battle
so
Royale.
Santa Claus is not one person, it's like a series of human mortals who have died.
Presumably.
Yes. According to
no, they haven't died yet. They killed someone and then became Santa. Santa Clauses are killers.
yeah, they all are murderers.
I mean, I don't even know.
And they can get into your home.
Yeah.
yeah.
But why they aren't dangerous to you if you're not Santa.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they're Santa.
Yeah, so they are fine.
They're afraid of
So
you.
is Mrs.
Exactly.
Claus-
Everybody's trying to
You,
kill
Molly.
them.
He's sneaking around wondering if you're going to come around the corner with a baseball bat to become Santa Claus.
What is Mrs. Claus up to?
I don't-
It's
yeah.
gotta be
Does
terrifying.
he get like a free
well,
wife?
I don't
Free wife?
I don't think there is a Mrs. Claus.
I don't think there is sexism.
But maybe in the later ones, he like that's the plot is he has to find a Mrs. Claus,
Yeah.
and maybe that's what the clause is about.
I bet there's a bad joke about it where Tim Allen's like a little bit horny.
Yeah.
Or he's like,
Oh my.
where's Mrs. Claus?
Yeah.
And Krumholtz has to be
Oh.
like, cool it.
Yeah,
Creep.
I bet there is that. I think there is. I think one of the other clauses in the sequels is you have to find a Mrs. Claus.
Oh, or
Okay.
else you can't keep the job?
Maybe, I don't know, or like Christmas will die, which is very heteronormative Christmas magic.
Yeah.
It's Adam.
What?
Adam, it's
Oh no, he's
Santa.
working on something.
Adam and Steve.
And Santa?
Christmas Glee.
What?
I don't know.
Christmas
Beth,
Eve, not
edit
Steve and
this.
Steve.
Yeah. It's
Eve and Eve.
just give me two hot Santa men.
Yes, thank you.
That's all I want.
Hot
Yes.
Santas.
Hot Santas.
Santas. Zac
Cool
Efron.
treats. Oh.
Okay, it's not Adam and Eve. It's
Santa
Eve and
and-
Christmas Eve. Huh?
Whoa.
I mean,
That's-
Christmas
that's
Eve is
much
something.
closer
Are we
than I
working
was.
show?
What
Are we
else do you
workshopping
two
this?
think happens in this movie?
Okay. Reindeer like eats his suit or something.
Nice.
And he's like, these reindeer, they're in my house. They're eating my suits.
They're a menace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems right.
Yeah.
Does he have a job?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Oh, he probably loses his
Oh,
job.
because he's too busy being Santa.
Yeah, because they're like, you're losing it,
Yeah.
so we can't
You
keep
can't
you
come
employed.
in here with that bowl full of jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, your beard keeps getting in the way of your job.
Yeah.
He like runs a hand crank at his work, and his beard just keeps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's an undefined businessman.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, we barely know. Not even insurance. Just like, we don't even know what he's doing. But there's meetings, and he's got to close deals.
Yeah.
Who knows what the
Do
industry
you
is.
think, this is for the table, do you think Judge Reinhold is like clearly coded as far more successful than him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I do think
Like,
that.
you think like he's holding a briefcase?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
He's also a better dad.
And he's put together.
He's like throwing a ball with child.
Yeah,
oh, that seems like
sure.
a thing. Yeah.
With child. Just child.
Yeah.
The character of child.
I do think that at the end of the movie, he has to
Save
give
Christmas?
Judge Reinhold a present.
Oh.
And it's like the present he wanted as a kid but didn't get. And that's why he doesn't believe in Santa Claus.
Oh, Reinhold's like a stinker about Christmas?
He doesn't believe in Santa Claus.
Oh.
Yeah. Why
and
would he?
he's got to get
He's an
people to
adult
believe. No, Santa Claus is real.
Yeah,
He's
children?
Tim Allen. I don't know.
Yeah. Where does this fall in Home Improvement? I actually was a big Home Improvement fan as a kid.
Were you?
Yeah.
Was it because of the kid with 3 names?
JVN?
JTT?
No, not JVN. JTT.
Yeah.
Too many J's.
Yeah,
Too many
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
3-syllable.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I liked Wilson.
Yeah.
The faceless neighbor.
Yeah, I liked him.
But like looking back, it's like, I mean, Wilson always like knew what to say to his wife that was angry, right? That was kind of the bit. Like, hey, Tim Allen stepped it in again. He did something shitty.
Yeah.
And he's got to explain it to Wilson. And Wilson's like, maybe you're an asshole. And
Yeah.
Tim Allen's like, you're right, I'm an asshole. And then he apologizes to his wife.
Nice.
That's most episodes.
Yeah.
Wilson always had the like tidbit of information
Yeah.
that Tim Allen needed.
Yeah. He's just a goofball. No, I wasn't hot for the children, Molly.
Oh, well, no.
Oh,
didn't-
I was.
JTT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old
JTT
crush
was
on
a
JTT.
throb.
Yeah,
He was a real throb.
he was.
What's he up to?
Now? I
I'll
don't
look
know.
it up.
I don't know, but as we all remember, the eldest son was very briefly in Tokyo
Drift. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Which is very
Hell
important
yes.
to know.
Great job.
He actually was, you could have argued, the most important character in Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the reason that boring guy goes to Tokyo.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
There's that first scene where they're still in
Texas.
Alabama. Oh no, his name is
Texabama.
Bama, but they're in Texas.
Yes.
Ugh, come on. And he like got to do a car, but then he fucks it up.
Yeah.
And like the guy who's like egging him on, or
Like Will Race.
yeah,
Yeah.
is
Oldest.
Zach.
Yes.
I want to say the character's name was Zach.
Eldest.
in Tool Time. No,
Tool
Home
Time.
Improvement.
Okay, I can picture him now.
Yeah.
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 But it's almost like a different movie, those first few minutes of Tokyo Drift.
Yep. Before it's pre-Tokyo,
Yeah. I mean, there's no.
pre-drift.
Exactly. He doesn't even know how to drift yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to go to Tokyo to learn.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, no, it
It's
does.
an airtight script.
So this comes in my mind. This comes well after Home Improvement,
Well, I don't know.
but
This might
it
be
sounds like
mid.
it's like
I think this is
Concurrent.
mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
They
might
gotta
be he's
capture
like
that
starting
magic.
to. He's got a little cachet now with
Yeah.
Tool Time, and now he's getting some of those signing those contracts for film options.
Yeah.
What year did Toy Story come out?
Ooh, in the 90s.
9, right?
90.
Year of films.
99?
I think so.
Didn't we figure out it was part of
98.
the greatest year of film?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wow,
Or was
that's
it
later than
not?
I thought.
I don't remember.
I was just thinking like I think there was a time where Tim Allen was in a lot of stuff. And Toy Story would probably be the
One of
biggest
those
thing he was
stuffs.
in. Yeah.
Stuffs.
Because there's also that movie like Jungle to Jungle, which I bet is insanely racist if you watch it
I bet
now.
that's tough.
Yeah.
All
what
I'm
other movies
remembering
was it?
is the cover art, and even that is like, ooh.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. There
think it's mid.
was a Tim Allen time.
Yeah.
Tool time.
Tool time.
It's Tim
Tim
time.
time.
It's Tim time. It's
Tim
Tool time.
the Tool Man. Tim time.
What?
Yep.
Does he use power tools in this movie as
I
an
don't know.
homage to his?
I feel like
Tim the Tool
his
Man.
agent was like, listen, you got to take out those power tool jokes. We're creating a real career for this guy.
Right.
Okay, no power tools at all.
Yeah.
They were
and
like,
he's
this
to
is
play
your
a
pivot.
grump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just an incompetent doofus,
Yeah.
but a grump.
Full on grump.
This is your
Yep.
pivot, Timmy.
Yeah.
You don't think there's even one like little grunt?
Maybe.
I think there's
For the
got to
fans?
be a grunt for the fans.
fans.
Yeah, they love the grunt.
It's
Got
true.
it.
They do. They do love the grunt.
Okay, so he gets a bowl full of jelly. He gets
Yeah.
a beard.
Yeah.
What other transformations are happening?
I think his
Whole closet changes.
That'd be a good bit.
what?
His whole closet. He opens up his closet.
Oh, and it's all like
sweet
LOL
suits.
red.
Red
That's good.
stuff.
I bet his
I like
nose
that.
gets all red.
Cheeks.
Cheeks, that's what it is. Rosy cheeks.
So Mary?
Yeah.
What's Mary? Something's Mary.
And like his hair gets all white
Yeah.
because he's not that old
Oh,
yet.
spectacles.
Ooh, maybe his eyes get bad. So he can wear cute,
Those are good.
bifocals or whatever.
Yep.
Well, this sounds pretty good. Oh, I
bet
don't think
it's-
it'll pass the Bechdel Wallace. I'll say that. I'm worried.
No.
I also don't think
We
that.
got an ex-wife.
Yep.
Is the kid a girl or a
No.
boy? Oh.
There's only one kid? I could have sworn there's a little sister or something.
Oh, maybe.
I said two childs in
Ye-
the
That's
prequel.
true.
Prequel.
I just feel like
Prequel.
I just remember the kid and the elf like hang out.
Okay. Well, maybe, what do you call them?
Who?
Girl child?
Lady child.
Lady
Oh,
child.
lady child.
Maybe lady child is with mom,
That could be.
and then boy is hanging out with Krumholtz.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because she's younger, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just go off to the North Pole for a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, so there's some hope.
Yeah.
I
I think it's no.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
well,
gonna say no.
I'm a no with the door slightly ajar.
Like, there's definitely gonna be like lady type elves in the background at least, but I don't know if they're ever gonna
Well, they
be
have
named
names
or
and
talk
talk-
to Krumholtz.
Their names are going to be
Or not
like
Krumholtz, I mean.
Sprinkle.
Yeah,
And
but they'll probably only talk to Krumholtz, right?
yeah.
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 And
Do
Tim
you-
Allen's not going to have like a girlfriend or anything that's going to like come over.
No, because he's
No.
a sad sack divorced dad in this
it's
one.
that sack.
Boop, 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 ba-do, ba-do, ba-do.
I'm dreaming.
Wow.
Is
So
there
does-
a lady elf? There's probably a lady
There's
elf.
got to be at least one.
Not that like he's interested in, but like
Oh. You think Krumholtz is interested, though?
yes.
Oh, wow. Some elfing around?
Little
Christian?
mistletoe smooch?
I bet he. Okay, I bet there's like a time where like he talks
Shelfin?
with.
Excuse me?
That's what's called when elves go at it.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's
Shelfin?
not. It is not.
What are
I
you
know
talking
that.
about?
And what does that make elf on a shelf?
Just waiting for its mate,
Oh, wow.
air mate.
So I think there's going to be a time when he like talks. He's talking to a lady elf, and Boy is with him, and then Boy sees how he interacts with Lady Elf, and Lady Elf leaves, and he's like, "You gotta
go for
you
it."
gotta go for
Yeah,
it,"
hell
and he
yeah.
encourages. And at the end,
They smooch.
they smooch
Nice.
Yeah.
I love
because
it.
there has to be some sort of
Somebody's got
love.
to smooch.
Yeah. And Tim Allen can't get back together with his wife because he's
No.
Santa now.
no.
But he definitely, like, they gain a healthy
Unless he
respect
smooches
for
his
each
wife
other.
and then she starts to change.
Whoa.
Into
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus.
Gross.
And then it's like the clause is kind of like an STD.
Oh, the clause
cool.
comes out.
Yeah. The Santa transmitted disease.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you say we get to ratings?
sounds good.
All right, we were just getting interesting.
Sorry, yeah, what do you say?
fine.
STDs, but fine. You don't want the kids to know about them. That's fine.
Oh,
should we rate
the rating
this?
scale would be
Wow.
This is the most non-words
That is, like, difficult to parse.
You spell huh?
Boop, boop, huh?
Chubas?
Yep. Yep.
All right.
So that's so if the more
I don't have any
you
questions.
do, the
I
more
mean-
song.
No, I
it
feel like
is.
it's pretty clear what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Dan, as you know.
Oh, wow.
We all know. You go first.
Oh, man. I am. Got to recover after trying to, like, grab my head around that. I'm guessing that this movie, while I remember enjoying watching it as a child, I was a dumb child and was probably mostly just amused by my father's amusement, which probably means there's like 2 good jokes and the rest is a snooze.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a cowardly 3. Bub, bub, huh? Z.
I think that's like a perfect assessment of what this movie is going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say 2.5.
Oh wow.
But huh?
I've never seen it, so it's not even buoyed by any sort of child nostalgia.
Yeah.
I can't imagine I'll like a family movie from 3 decades ago with Tim Allen in it.
How dare you?
But I am going to give it a 2. I think there's going to be one joke that I really like.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Nice. And 2 what now?
Bup. Oh.
I wish the listeners could see the faces everyone makes when they do this.
Molly, you are last, as we all know.
Yes,
Not
thank
least,
you.
though.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really struggling with this because I also don't have any nostalgia to buoy it. But I'm like, we did pick this movie, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We chose it.
But we chose it because it was Christmas time.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of Christmas movies that are
Yeah.
great. But somehow we picked this one.
Yeah, we did. People have seen this.
They're making a sequel of it today.
I'm pretty sure I threw my weight behind it because I'm like, I bet that movie's dumb and it'll be funny for us to talk about it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't wait to talk about the legality behind
The
becoming
clause?
Santa Claus. Yes.
The STD?
The clause, yeah.
Santa.
Well,
Claus.
on faith that we know what we're doing,
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Wow.
But
That was like, yours was probably the most cartoon wolf. I really appreciated that.
I do what I can.
Like, even the face you made was very like,
thank
oh, there's a sexy lady across the room. Tongue rolled out like a...
And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch the Santa Claus, and we'll be right back.
You guys, I have a question for you.
I'm ready.
My question is this. What happens when two great minds armed with profound ideas go toe-to-toe in pitched, if generally polite, battle? Folks, you get a revolution in podcasting. Philosophy versus improv.
Oh.
Philosopher Mark Linsenmeyer and improviser Bill Arnett each try to teach each other their crafts via conversation, scenes, and what can only be called performance art. They're often joined by a guest or two from the philosophy or entertainment worlds.
Philosophy versus Improv is a show where anything can happen, filled with drama, creativity, humor, and connection. This is a show you definitely want to tune into. Philosophical concepts are grounded with real and fantastic situations. Forget anything you know about improv games. Well, that's going to be kind of
Done.
hard because,
Nope,
you know.
I forgot it all.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, good.
You've won at improv then. This is what's called long-form improv.
Heard of it.
Where you spin out a world right there in the moment. The combination of these two is like nothing you've ever experienced.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Hey, there's an episode with our friend Jill Bernard on it. If you want an
reference.
episode to check out, we've all performed with her at some point in time because we're all also improvising.
It's
Wow.
local reference, but it's also international reference.
Yeah, it's
like,
actually
Jill
like-
Bernard is kind of a big deal.
It's like local reference, but then like uncomfortably not a local reference
Yes.
once you talk to anyone else from not here.
So add philosophy versus improv to your listen queue wherever you listen to podcasts or find them at philosophyimprov.com.
Listen to the podcast. And ours. Back to the show.
And we're back. We just watched 1 hour and 47 minutes of 1990s torture.
Oh my gosh, it was that long.
It was so much longer
It
than that.
seemed longer.
Or a wonderful Christmas holiday tale. I'm sorry if you have nostalgia for it. It was good.
Yeah, we're sorry about
fine.
it.
Wow.
Boop, boop. Boop, ba-dum, 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 boop, boop, boop. No, I'm singing the song, not the rating scale.
That part never came.
No, they kept cutting to the beginning again because it fucking slapped.
The whole song does.
I know.
Play
But
the
I
whole
can
song.
see why that got stuck in my dad's head because they start that song over like 3 times in
Yeah.
less than 5 minutes.
Yep.
It's like the bumbling dad theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Molly alluded to, it does take place in 94, which Dan nailed.
Ba-boom. Oh, my divorced parents' detective work came true.
And we'll dig way more into the big D talk
Oh, we certainly will.
later. But first, there's another thing that's big
I'm listening.
in our lives.
I'm listening.
It's the amount of awards we receive
Yes, of course.
for a certain internationally recognized segment. That segment is, of course, 60-second summary
Oh.
in which we summarize the movie in 60 seconds exactly that we've just watched, The
Yes.
Santa Claus. It is in the traditional holiday manner. I will
Molly,
volunteer
put your phone down.
to do it.
I just figured, Dan Linden, you would do it. So I was
Should
getting
I
my
do it?
phone ready.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't done it in a while, but
Well, it's only been a couple times. And
Did
we
I do
know
it last
Beth
time?
doesn't want to do it. No, I did it last time.
Beth has never done it.
That's true. Beth should probably do it at least once.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
I
Fine.
think Dan should
Really?
time this one.
No, oh, Beth's doing it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Hold on. I got to think about what we open on.
Okay.
What is it? What do we open on?
We open on a business party.
Office party.
Hey.
An office party?
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus coming out of the bathroom.
Okay, I mean, starting the clock in.
No, we gotta do it.
You're not going to get an award like this. The integrity of the
Yeah.
segment.
Beth, edit this so it doesn't sound like we're cheating.
Yeah. Okay, and you've read the Wikipedia summary and thought about it for 24 hours and go.
We open on a Christmas party. Santa comes out of the bathroom. It's not the Santa that we'll be focusing on for the rest of the movie. We find out that Tim Allen is a businessman and he works at a toy company. He has a son and he's divorced from his wife. They have a rocky relationship at best. Neal, the stepdad, does not believe in Santa Claus and tells his son so. Then, Christmas Eve, he spends his time with his dad.
30
Santa
seconds.
Claus falls off the roof and dies. And then Tim Allen puts on the Santa suit and he becomes Santa Claus. Then a whole year passes and but there's like some like issues with them thinking that he's the dad. Oh no, I have so much more to go.
10 seconds.
He saves Christmas and delivers all the toys, and then the relationships are fixed because they believe in Santa Claus again. They get their weenie whistles and
Time. Oh, wow. Great conclusion.
Wow.
The perfect conclusion.
Thank you.
Perfect summary.
100% Utah
100%
all the
Utah.
way.
I will just add a couple quick things.
Please.
I mean,
which-
I don't think
footnotes.
I didn't miss anything.
just little tinsel on the tree.
Mustard.
Tinsel on the mustard?
No, put a little mustard. I'm changing directions
Oh,
entirely.
okay. Mustard on the hot dog.
Christmas hot dog.
Traditional Christmas hot dog.
The Yule hut. Anyway, go
The
ahead.
Yule dog.
The old Yule dog.
that should trademark.
We'll
that.
talk about it.
Trademark.
Okay.
Hey.
Which is that, yes, there is, Tim Allen is comedically, transforming into Santa Claus. LOL moments happen. And the conflict that arises out of that is that his ex-wife and ex-wife's new husband think he is deranged and
Yes.
going
Yeah.
insane and a danger to himself, his child, society. And so there's like this legal level put on top of it where custody is taken away from him. The cops are after him.
A SWAT team at one point.
Yeah, he almost gets sniped
Yeah.
by Lakeside police who are over militarized.
Strapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. That I just wanted to add that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, 100%
Good
Utah.
addition.
We should also add that.
Should we mention it's a comedy? Because I was
Molly was not
unclear.
aware that it was a comedy. She said, "Oh, okay, so the stepdad's name in real life is Judge Reinhold.
Yes,
Nailed it.
Beth nailed it.
But at one point, Molly said, "It's weird to see him not in the comedic role," which really made me laugh. Yes, it is a
Yeah,
comedy.
He wasn't I guess he's not like the goofball. He's off on the straight. He's a straight
he's-
man in Beverly Hills Cop as well.
But
Couldn't
he has
think
an
what else.
earnestness there. And here he was a snide,
He's not as good as
Psychiatrist.
the bad guy. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about him a lot, but there's
Okay.
We
Yeah.
should also
Let's-
mention there are elves. I don't know if Beth
Oh,
there
yeah.
are elves.
There are elves.
mentioned the
A
elves.
special relationship with Judy. We got to get into that later.
The elves are played by children, except for Krumholtz, who plays Bernard, who is like
he's
the
a child.
head elf.
Seems like
But
a
like he's clearly
He's like
the
a teen.
oldest child in the entire
Counselor in
squad,
training at
right?
minimum. Yeah.
yeah.
Because this is I already forgot when
94.
Family Values happened.
Oh, 92?
Are you checking the
I'm
tapes?
trying to. I feel like we just did it, right? It
Yeah, we
should be
did.
Right here.
Yeah, it should be.
93.
Really?
Wow. So this is just a year afterward.
He looks so much older.
He does.
Santa Claus. I guess it's the elf costume.
Grow up.
That weird hair really aged him up.
Yeah, maybe it's the weird hair and then the fact that he's just surrounded by much younger children.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because he didn't seem that old in Fat Adam's Family. Whatever. I also don't remember how old Christina Ricci is. It's fine. We're talking about the movie The Santa Claus. Children play the elves, but the joke is, LOL, they're actually very old.
Yeah.
Like one kid's like, oh, I've got pointy shoes that are older than you.
Yeah.
I worked on this recipe for hot chocolate for
1,200 years.
Yes.
Beth mentioned that he saves Christmas.
Hold on. I want Molly to tell us how long that elf worked on hot chocolate.
1,200 years.
Wow.
Thanks for letting me finish the sentence, Dan.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm a good guy.
Beth mentioned a couple times that he saved Christmas, as did Molly in our Union Strong award pending pre-call segment, which should be the plot of a Christmas movie like this, but sort of isn't. This one, right? Christmas is never really in danger.
No.
Like
Those reindeer could have handled it.
You could make a case that, like, if he doesn't step up, then Christmas will be ruined. I guess Krumholtz makes that argument, but that's not the core conflict of the movie.
There's never a moment where, like, he is being hindered in the many obstacles he faces. There's never a point where, like, cuts back to the North Pole and Krumholtz is like, oh my God, the Christmas meter is going down. We're crashing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I found the arc of the movie and the characters messy and weak.
I don't even know where to begin. Like, no one mourns the previous Santa for starts. No one. Like,
Nobody.
literally not even the child that discovers Santa's body.
Yeah.
Not any of the elves, the reindeer, seem ambivalent.
All business.
I wonder how often Santa is dying.
Right.
So we should, the core contract at the core premise of this movie is Santa dies in a very unspectacular way. Actually,
I want to talk about that. Yeah.
I imagined that Tim Allen was more active in Santa's death, like opened a window and pushed him off, or like he just goes outside, sees him on the roof, says, "Hey."
Yeah.
And Santa goes like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Right.
Like, this dude...
He should know how to stay on a
job
roof.
to be on roofs
right?
in winter.
Here's my theory. You want to hear my theory on
Yes.
this?
I think he was looking to take a fall.
I think he was ready to go. I think he was like, as he was going around, dropping around, he was like, this is my year. I'm fucking done. I've been doing this for too long. I just want sweet release of death. And he intentionally saw a chance. He saw a shot because he is a good enough man to not want to destroy Christmas forever. So he's like, someone has to actually be around. So as soon as Tim Allen said, hey, he's like, this is it. Zoop.
Yep.
Take the fall.
I agree, because after he falls off the roof and he's like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Then he waves.
That's right. He does.
So
He
he's
just
not
kinda
really
waves.
So
dead
he's
yet.
thrilled.
He's like, goodbye.
This
I'm
is
done
my
with
chance.
this now. This is a hell that I cannot escape.
Only death will release me from this prison.
And maybe he either explicitly or subtly told Bernard and the other elves, like,
Sure.
I'm heading out. It's been good working with you.
Maybe, yeah.
And they were like, we've seen this before.
That makes a lot of sense, because even when Tim Allen returns to the North Pole, like no one is shocked or like sad about the old Santa. They don't even mention the old Santa. They're like, you're Santa now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there was a specific wording in the clause that Bernard shows him on the little card that he steals out of the corpse's jacket that says that he will be Santa until he stops being Santa, whether by accident or design.
Okay.
And that's, to me, lends credence to first act Santa being like, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah. And then it's not just the killing of Santa, it's the putting
Also,
on
can
of
we
the
just
coat.
mention that he's only falling off a 2-story house and he lands in a soft pile of snow
on his back.
on
He's
his
very
back?
old.
I don't know.
You're saying he premeditated it? Like he was like, he got Judy to like file some of his vertebrae down or something?
Or maybe it's just like Santa magic. He can make it go the rest of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like he's like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, as he's falling in like anime time, right? His brain is just like, and now I use my last Christmas wish to make my spine as brittle as a toothpick.
I think the fall didn't kill him at all.
Oh, cool.
I don't think he's dead.
You think? Oh, Do you think he
Wait.
slipped himself cyanide after he got in that
I
snowbank?
think he bites into that pill that's in his mouth.
Yeah, it's the tooth.
I thought you were going to say magic.
The
No.
tooth. The Harkonnens are coming. Bite the tooth.
I think he's like, oh, okay, so this guy saw me. I know that he is going to put on the suit. It's going to be, the baton will be passed on. Yeah. And then he waves goodbye, takes his final bite.
That's right.
Wow.
Do you think that...
Do you think it was a cookie-shaped cyanide?
Oh,
Yes,
it's definitely. It's like
you-
red and white stripes.
Do you think that there is some sort of secret clause where they have to have the initials SC, which they very explicitly point out that his name is Scott Calvin and that his pajamas monogrammed still
I just
work?
thought that was to help give his son some credence or something.
Sure.
Just to muddy the waters a little bit.
Sure.
But, if we're really going down this magic route and Act 1 Santa wanting to peace out,
Yeah.
he knows who's good and bad, and he knows and he's basically like God, right?
Sure.
So he knows what's up with Scott. He sees potential in him
You see
that
deep down, he's like...
none of us see. Yeah.
But it's also somehow the Santa transformation makes him a jolly.
Yeah.
That part I felt I don't feel like they didn't do well either. It's like we see the big beard. That's funny. Oh, he's fat now. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Those are easy gags. But then there's this other sort of real mushy thing where he defends Christmas in a really not subtle but vague way to the other toy companies who want to put a tank as the sleigh. And he's like, oh, sorry, I don't know what came over me. I love Christmas now. But he still sucks while he's doing it.
Yeah, it's like they cut out an entire reenactment of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Story that he went through, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like he had some terrifying dream where he was shown the horrors of Christmas future and then was like, oh, I love Christmas now, but we just don't see it.
There was just no room for any joke to land, because hearing you say that just now, Dan, I was like, oh, Santa's in a tank. That's kind of funny. But, there is nothing about the way it's presented in the movie that ever gets it a chance to be funny, because it's just a foil for him to be more of a jerk. And listen, listeners, you may remember this movie and think, Tim Allen's not so bad. And I encourage you to rewatch it. He is a jerk. From the very beginning, all the way through for, I would say, 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
He's sarcastic. He overacts. It's
See, I feel like you're running parallel paths here. Hold on.
I understand Tim Allen is probably not this character.
He's probably worse.
I mean, it's just so hard to watch.
But he's also not
The worst.
He's not
right?
a Scrooge type
Yeah.
either. He's the parent that wants his kid to believe in Santa, or at least he says he does.
Yeah.
But then he's not about Christmas magic in any way.
No.
He works for a toy company, but that almost seems to not matter at all.
No, it's not
So
like
he's just in sales? I don't even know he was at that meeting.
I don't either. I think he designs the toys, maybe.
No, they said he's in sales
No.
because he talks over his colleague.
Yeah.
I think that was a marketing meeting because I think the tank was a toy that they already
Sure.
sold.
I
Because then
get
he
you.
says something about how difficult it is to build one of those toys.
I see.
So I think that already
They were going to
exists.
make it like their signature toy for the year.
So it's
or
probably
something.
like a
Got it,
marketing
got it, got it,
meeting.
got it.
Okay.
That's my
fair.
guess. But yeah, it doesn't. Nothing in this movie makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like they didn't pick one, right? It's not like, oh, he's married to his job and he doesn't have time for his family. It's like, no, he's just, I mean, he works, but it's not like he's working that hard in the movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing to indicate that he's like, oh, I can't talk to you right now, my boy. I need to, there's the numbers from Hong Kong are in. And
But they do kind of insinuate that,
I
right?
guess.
He's
you're
late for
never
custody
around.
handoff.
Yeah.
But he's late because he's at a party.
right.
He's
It's not even
late
like
for
he's
work.
working hard. He's
A
just
work party.
He's just lying. Yeah. He just seems like a not funny bad dude. Like he seems like someone who's lashing out with sarcasm. And I mean,
No, he's got some real anger towards his ex-wife, probably all women
yeah.
and the world around him. And Molly was loving all the divorce in this movie. You looked over, there's a
yes,
huge
there was a
grin
huge
on her
grin
face. as
Every
Dan
time they
and I
talked
went
about
inward.
custody, Every time Dan and I like had a knowing glance between each other and wiped a tear from our eye.
Because there's like a lot of
long-time listeners know that somehow I got saddled with this reputation.
Somehow,
Wow.
long-time listeners know how. But they argue. It was tough. They like argue a lot in front of the kid about how bad the other one is, and there's a lot of like cutting comments. It's that aspect was actually like pretty real. Like, this is tough divorce times, but yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that. Like he's like a not bad dude, but he's not like he's
Remarkable.
He's unremarkable. He's like kind of a bad dad, but not so bad that he needs to really be redeemed. He doesn't hate Christmas or love Christmas, where like he needs to like fall in love with Christmas or like this be realized. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it seemed like it seemed like it was sort of like, oh, the kid, like it's like him and his son, like they both stumble into the Christmas magic. Kid loves it. Of course he does. Christmas magic. Hooray, hooray.
Even
jingle,
though he's
jingle,
like,
jingle.
he doesn't care that Santa's dead.
Well, no, he just cares about the magic. He doesn't care about who's wearing the suit.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, it just seems like even that, though, that's not what they focus on, because it's sort of like, oh, the kid's like, he's so into it, and he talks about it. He talks about how his dad is Santa and blah, blah, blah. And even that, though, it's not even like, again, like Tim Allen isn't like, oh, I drank too much eggnog, or whatever. Yeah. Like, even he's just like, I don't know, it probably happened, but shut up about it.
Yeah.
He's not making a choice. He's like, I don't know if I'm Santa.
There's no clear, like, personal conflict. It's just him, like, dealing with the foible of magically being drafted into Santa Clausdom.
That was one of the issues I had was, like, after he has the night where he delivers all the toys. Yeah. And then he goes to the North Pole and he finds out what's happening. And then a year passes and I'm not even sure of the timeline. No. Like, at what point does he start turning into Santa Claus?
Unclear.
And, like, there's no interaction between him and anyone at the North Pole until Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah, it's run very inefficiently.
It is. And can we also talk about, they have him after he has delivered the packages that night. He wakes up the next morning and, ladies, or anyone interested in Tim Allen, that Venn diagram is kind of, anyway, just so you know, there's a moment when he's falling asleep where he's in boxers and you see a lot of leg.
Yeah.
It is a weirdly sexy pose for a dude. It's just like, whatever. Anyway.
I didn't notice. So.
That's good.
Well, I mean, you know. At any rate, when they cut back to him asleep later, he's like under a pile of blankets, like an enormous pile of blankets, and you think there's going to be some really big reveal.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to throw back the blankets and be like Santa Claus.
Right.
But instead he gets up and he's wearing red pajamas like the ones he went to sleep in the North Pole.
Yeah. I think the ones he went to sleep in.
Well, yeah, exactly. But, silk red pajamas was not quite the big reveal.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Right, which I guess was the idea, though, right? Because then, like, you were saying it was like, it says... Ooh.
Now that I say this, I remember this was probably the era of the silk red boxers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is silk boxer.
Do you remember this time? Where, like, everybody was giving everybody, like, red silk boxers.
Sorry, everybody was giving everybody.
This was, like, it was on Friends. It was a storyline, I think, where maybe Ross and Rachel give each other the same pair of boxers. Red silk boxers.
Okay.
Look it up.
Great.
I'll look it up. That's a note to me.
Friends heads.
Which friends are friends wearing boxers? But no, this is that whole era, so maybe that was a joke.
I think you're just looking for jokes. In this story.
I think it was more like he's wearing the pajamas, but it's perfectly plausible that he would get monogrammed pajamas because his name is also SC.
But they set up a bigger joke than they delivered.
What was the joke they set up?
I don't know. Like he was going to get out of bed and look like Santa.
Wasn't that the joke, though? Of just like, haha, you thought so, but no. It's going to be a year, baby.
He's just got the PJs.
Another 55 minutes of this movie.
And then his son is like, he got the PJs from Judy.
Judy, the waitress, who was also the elf.
Or something.
Yeah.
And a child.
And then, we should talk about Judy.
Judy has to do all the emotional labor for this grown man.
She's, I guess, 1,200 years old. That's how long she's been working on her hot chocolate.
Yep.
And she seems to be sort of like the, I don't know, what is she like? She's both the bedroom attendant and communications.
Yeah.
She's on the other end of the radio.
She seems to be
she
sort of like
pretty
the
high up
PA,
in the elf.
right?
Yeah.
She's like Santa's PA.
Yeah.
Because Bernard is clearly like administration, right? Krumholtz is sort of like
I feel
just
like
making
she's
sure
more of
everything's...
his like chief operating officer
okay.
and also chief emotions officer.
Sure.
CEO.
Which, I mean, it's fair that Santa needs one, right?
Yeah. It's a weird life.
I'm sorry, maybe
What, did I miss something?
I just said, CEO. I really got it, though.
Oh, are we at Molly Midnight?
Oh.
Yeah, Molly
It's a good
Midnight.
one.
Is it?
I don't know.
We'll find out. Give us a call.
Yeah. 612-089. Or go to the website and find the real phone number and leave us a message.
Was that a good one?
Yeah.
Just call it. Just say yes or no.
Well, just say good one or
nah.
nah.
Don't call if it's nah. In fact,
Yeah, you know what, Lee? Keep that to yourself. Huh? Maybe write that in your little blog.
right? Your bird
Or
book.
tell us if you have a better one.
Yeah. What's
Oh, yeah, huh?
You think that's not good? Then do something better.
Yeah, hypothetical listener.
Think you can make better jokes than me?
Oh, you think you can write the Santa Claus screenplay and bring a joke to life like they presume to do? What were we talking about, Judy?
No, I want to talk about the emotional work that the elf, crew should have to do, right?
Yes.
We are led to believe that this is not the first time, right? This is a cyclical thing.
This is
of
ancient magic.
Yeah, Santa dies, new Santa comes. It's probably gonna be someone freaking out.
Yeah.
No one's, unless word gets out and it becomes like Highlander, where they're hunting Santa to
Would
become
watch.
Santa.
If that's what the Santa Claus is, available on Disney Plus sometime after this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
why there's
watching
so
it.
many of them because
I
they
would watch
keep
it.
killing
Yes.
each other.
They're all fighting to be the one true Santa.
Yeah.
What were we talking about, Judy?
But my point is, there's a guy rolling into this
Yeah.
who probably didn't believe in Santa.
Yeah.
Just saw someone die.
Yes.
Now knows Santa is real and is Santa.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
This is
impatience
after he'd been
seemed-
up all night, right?
Right,
Yeah.
fair, and working pretty hard.
Yeah.
And so Judy's got that hot cocoa. She's doing work, but I think it's necessary work is my point. And so, very pro Judy. I'm a pro Judy fan.
I am pro Judy too, and I am anti young girls or any women having to do all of that emotional labor for men, especially men who grunt and make terrible 90s jokes.
Sure, sort of generally in the world, I agree that's a problem. But in this specific
In the
situation,
North Pole, though.
They
someone needs to do that work, right?
They need a North Pole psychiatrist.
Yeah.
But that could be, but you know what I'm saying? Like the boy elf gets to be all like, just get with the program. You're Santa
Okay,
now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then the girl elf has to be like, here are your slippers and some hot cocoa.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And let me do your emotional work for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it feels like they have a system going, but maybe they could switch it up every 100
Yeah.
years or something. Where Judy's the one who comes out and says "All right, asshole, take the jacket off. We're gonna put you to bed. You got a year to get fat." And then Bernard comes in with that creepy ass red hooded assassin elf at the door. Seriously,
Yes.
that was like a guard,
You
right?
never saw his face.
No.
No, he was an assassin.
He
elf.
probably
We
hon-
know they have covert ops.
That's
that
true.
dude's a straight up elf assassin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
If one of the Santas goes rogue,
Oh yes,
goes rogue.
that's what they're for.
Yeah, you gotta take him
They're
out.
there to
Do you
take
think
him
they
out.
have a bunch
By
of
design.
just dudes in the basement just waiting to put on a suit?
Oh, whoa.
Whoa, that's dark.
That is real dark.
Jesus.
Wow.
I didn't make up this world.
No,
But why is there an elf assassin then?
Because he's saying if Santa goes rogue.
Well,
Yeah.
if Santa goes rogue,
Did you ever
he
see the
has
movie
to
Nightmare
kill
Before Christmas?
Santa.
Then they gotta kill Santa in front of someone good who will put on the
exactly.
jacket.
Oh, you
they
gotta
come out,
wait.
they pull their hood off. They hold a knife to Santa's face and say, "Look at me, look at me, John Thompson, 278 Evergreen Drive."
Yeah.
Witness this.
Put the jacket on.
Put the jacket on. Yeah.
That's why the suit is red.
Except, yes, absolutely. It's fine. It's right to hide the blood. Yep.
This is horrible. Cut all this out.
No.
No, this is
what the movie is. It has a weirdly dark undercurrent.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
Okay.
But isn't there something with The Sopranos where they there's a lot of therapy happening?
Isn't that like the whole premise of the show?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
So one of the storytelling mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay. They should have done this like The Sopranos.
I'm listening.
So it's like all this like dark stuff is happening, the assassins and things like that. But then you see the sessions with Scott and his new North Pole therapist.
Male therapist.
Yeah.
So he's not doing any labor.
Yeah.
He's just guiding Scott through his journey.
Okay.
Or paid labor.
Well, then the lady elves are killing everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're suppressing revolts.
Yes.
We did. There was what we interpreted as an intimation that there were rebel forces in the North Pole that were trying to create a coup situation on Christmas Eve.
Overthrow the Santa.
Which also would explain why there are assassin guards in front of the bedroom of Santa.
Sure, they got to
right?
protect the king.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, there is a SWAT team, but it's elves.
ELFs.
Something liberated something.
Elf.
They have like jetpacks.
Yeah, they're like
Force.
jetpack ops.
Huh?
Something force.
Oh, probably.
Liberation
like
Force.
Elf Liberation Force. But that sounds like exactly what the revolting group would call themselves,
Sure,
right?
yeah. But they bust Santa out of jail, right?
Oh my gosh. What if the previous Santa was part of a different
Faction?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is
And
regime change?
they killed him by setting him up. Then
Butter on his shoes.
yeah, they gave him slippery shoes.
Yep.
He slips on the
Shoes.
roof. Then they bring in this guy who doesn't know anything
Yes.
at all.
Yes.
And he has
Puppet.
no opinions.
Yes.
And then they're like, this
he's
is how it
kind of-
is. Everything's normal here.
He's kind of
Holy shit.
brassy and just says what's on his mind, and people love it.
He's like essentially a puppet.
Yes.
Like that's why he's not there the
And
rest
he
of the
holds
year.
rallies.
Yes.
Like, you go home, it's fine.
That's right. Like, Santa's supposed to be there all year. But they're like,
Right.
no, it's fine. You just go home and come back on Christmas Eve.
We'll have all these new toys.
It'll be great.
And then do you remember how like advanced the sleigh is the next year because they've been working on their military.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love this. And do you think the years that Neal and the kid's mom, what is her name? Anna? Diane?
Laura.
Laura and Neal, that they each during a particular year did not receive a gift they had requested from Santa,
Right.
and that caused them to completely lose faith in Santa and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think those were the years where there were other coups?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. There was a destabilization in the North Pole.
Wow.
And Christmas did not happen as intended.
Do you think the CIA did it?
Yes. I mean, they will now. Like, now that there is like a police record at the end of the movie of Santa Claus being real, the CIA will definitely try to install their own Santa.
Right. Think of that power in terms of
Yes.
Infiltration and espionage to have Santa power.
You literally get a list of everybody who's good and bad.
And private corporations can jockey for whose products get the prime spot on Santa's bag of deliveries.
That's where you get the tanks.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
Peter
gonna be the
Boyle
big-
was leaving money on the table, not believing Tim Allen.
Yeah. Or
Peter Boyle. Speaking of Peter Boyle, that dude was cashing a check. Am I right?
You are right.
played the head of toy company.
For maybe a 2-day job.
Oh, couldn't be.
He was in like 3 scenes.
Yeah.
maybe.
I bet they did all the office scenes in one
Probably.
day.
Peter
right?
Boyle was just like, I gotta go audition for this dumb Kevin James show.
gotta
Or no,
say-
what was that? Was he on that one or the other one?
No, he's on Everybody Loves
Raymond.
Well, and this is really a tedious detail
It's a different
given
character, sorry.
like what's happening in the movie.
Yeah.
But when you first come out and you look over the atrium, when you have the party Santa's perspective,
Yes.
it clearly is a very different shot from when they're down on the floor and there are different people and more people. It is like a totally different, like clearly they just had a bunch of extras and got some B-roll.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, that's not the part that makes the movie not watchable.
no, Molly's
I
really
mean,
mad
right
about the
from the
second
top.
unit. Molly has opinions about the second unit and their piss poor work.
I did have questions about those two not getting their presents when they were kids, because that's the reason why they didn't believe in Santa Claus. Both of them lost their faith in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Bernard had a word for it.
Because they didn't receive the gift that they wanted. But Tim Allen knows what they are, right? So the previous Santa had that list. He knew what they wanted. So it makes me think either that Santa didn't give them the gifts because of the coup.
Yeah. Or
they were bad kids.
them kids was naughty.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe they shouldn't have lost their faith then in Santa Claus.
Maybe they had some faith in justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Christmas justice.
But also it was wild because one of her lines is, and I had dozens of toys, but not this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's a little bit entitled.
Yeah, like she
So
check
I
your
really
own privilege,
feel like
Laura.
that actress
Come
did
on,
the
Diane.
absolute best she could with her.
with like nothing, with the
nothing.
nothing she was given.
I mean, I felt like was one of the best actors in the film and had like so little to work with.
Yeah. And I believe never talks to another woman.
Correct.
No.
No, not
So
once. Not even a
big
child.
Yeah, even when they're
this
like
one.
in the principal's office to be like, your dad is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she talks to the principal.
No.
Who doesn't have a name.
Or the counselor, whoever she was
And
supposed
she would
to be.
still be talking about a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Judy doesn't make the trip.
Yeah.
Nope.
Neal's there, though.
Here we go.
Oh,
I had
boy.
a real problem with Neal.
Clear the table. It's time for the big D.
Neal is the stepdad and also classic 90s psychiatrist. Let's make a
LOL.
lot of jokes about psychiatry.
Wow,
It's
so
expensive. We got
many.
expensive jokes. It's not real doctors.
Yeah.
Oh, they get paid to listen.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
But
I guess we were
also-
figuring it out in the 90s.
But also, Neal sucks.
He sucks. He's going too hard. He's
going way too hard.
Not letting my main problem with Neal was he was not allowing Diane or whatever her name is
Laura.
to be an active
Ooh, I hope I got the name right because I'm very confident about this.
I'll look it up.
to be the active role she wanted and was trying to be
Yes.
in navigating this difficult relationship between of like divorced parents and caring for the child as best she could. You know, she was not as shitty as Tim Allen, but she was not great either.
Right.
Like she was making some bad
They were
moves.
working through their shit
Yeah, they're working through the shit, and Neal is getting in there
too much.
too much. Like, you got to step back.
You got to be.
You can advise and comfort
Yes.
from a distance.
You can be
my
an
dude.
ear. You can lend your ear to Laura when the dust has settled, but you do not step in. You do not enter the frame at child height and just take over the conversation.
Yeah.
No.
You do not steal a child from his soccer game mid-game.
That was really wild.
That was wild.
Tim Allen, who's like 80% to Santa,
Yeah.
is at the soccer game just hanging out, having children on his lap.
Like I mean, to the credit of that child actor, I did enjoy the sassy girl who was just like really like aggressively poking him and then wanted to just be like, I want roller skates. Or
No,
whatever.
ballet slippers.
Ballet slippers.
She was great.
She was
She
fun.
actually might have been the best actress.
Well, like Neal and Laura show up, see that he's
Dressed
gone
almost exactly alike, by the way. It was very unsettling.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
Like the one time he wasn't wearing a sweater, he was dressed exactly the same as his wife.
Also, sweaters. This was the era of people making, like, having fun sweaters and then making fun of them.
Yes.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
What a time.
What a time.
Anyway, they show up.
Saddam had been beaten back, and we were just putting on our crazy sweaters. And
We would never have another Gulf War.
Nope.
Ha ha ha. They show up in the middle of this soccer game, and the game's still going on, and they take whatever the kid's name is. Charlie. What's his name? They just take him home. And the game happens around them.
literally, the ref is like, "Look out!" and they all go past them.
Let him finish the soccer game.
The dad, what's his name? Scott says, just leave him. I'll leave. Like, he can keep playing. I'll leave.
Right.
And then they just take him anyway.
And Neal is like, "No, we need to get out of this situation because I don't want to be here." That's implied. He doesn't say that out loud.
But then, after they take him to a judge
Yes.
and they get sole custody over Charlie,
Yes.
Scott shows up at their house.
Yes.
And he's like, "Can I have a moment alone with our son?"
Yeah.
And she says yes.
Ugh.
And then leaves him alone. And then he takes the kid.
Okay, but I feel like we are pivoting away from shitting
I'm
on
just
Neal.
the soccer game was too much. I just had to I just had to rant about that for
Sure.
a second because I was like, they took him away from a soccer game for no reason, but then they left him alone
Yes.
with him
No,
later.
they're all over the map.
They're all over the map.
Like, make a
Probably because
decision.
Neal needs to
'cause
step
he's-
the fuck off and let Laura make her own decisions.
She's so controlled by him that she can't.
She is.
She just doesn't know what to do.
She
doesn't
started to
seem like a
say
real
a thing,
parent.
and then Neal just shook his head at her, and she's like,
Neal is a problem. And I
Neal's
will
a
say
problem.
that as someone who's maybe less familiar with divorce dynamics, that I was feeling that to my bone. And I have to admit, really enjoying the looks the Dans were giving each other
you
as
were
they screamed at the
loving it.
Yeah, you were
Established you
loving
were loving
it.
all the divorce stuff.
You were quietly shooting off little confetti cannons in your brain, like, "Ooh, it's a party now."
You draw little hearts in the margins and then crossing them out and giggling.
Not true.
The point is, this is a strong anti-Neal podcast.
Yeah.
Neal, step back.
Yeah, he was
Also-
all in that.
Ethical quandary to offer your card to your wife's ex-husband
Wow.
in the
Were you
middle of
having, like,
your child's
active
soccer game.
Even a
disputes
quandary.
over?
It's beyond a quandary.
Also,
should
there's a
lose his
moment
license.
where he just basically interrogates, Neal interrogates the son,
Yes.
Charlie. It's like, well, how does he get around the world? How does he come down the chimney and stuff? And then he looks at Laura and says, I've tried everything.
He just tries to convince him that Santa isn't real.
Yeah, he's a shitty psychiatrist.
And a shitty dad.
He's a actually psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Piece
Yeah.
of shit. Although, the contrast of that of like, Neal needs to chill the fuck out. But someone who needs to chill the fuck on is Scott's primary physician. Because Scott goes to talk to him. And he's like, I've gained 45 pounds in a week. And the doctor's just like, oh, what do you eat? And he's like, oh, milk. And he's like, well, just cut back on the sweets. Sir, 45 pounds in a week.
Like,
and
you
he
got to
says he
do some
grows-
tests.
That is a
full beard.
medical.
And he grows a full beard in one day.
And then he's like, oh, it's hormones.
yeah, and his hair went all white, and he's like, that's what happens when you get older.
Come on, dude. This dude clearly
Taking
is like,
interest.
he's going out, like he's going on PTO for the holidays, and this is like his last appointment before he
Yeah,
goes.
They follow up on the books.
No.
Also, I'm Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
maybe he should have given him a different person's card.
Also, he has a fucking insane magical heartbeat. And the doctor's just like, huh. It's like, get that dude to the ER. What are you doing?
Yeah.
At least get an EKG so you can
Something.
show your friends. Was it supposed to be Jingle Bells? What
I
was
thought
that?
so, but Beth contradicted
Well,
me.
unless it was like normal, jingle bells.
I don't know.
I think that's probably what it
It was
was.
an unclear joke, like
Yeah.
a lot of this movie. Someone else who was displaying an appropriate amount of chill.
Yeah.
Inappropriate amount of chill. A questionable amount of chill was Fireman O'Hara.
Yeah, in another chapter in Neal, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It is career day or something at Charlie's school. We first are told this. We are shown not told this because Fireman O'Hara is telling a story of, I don't know, firefighting.
No, he just has one line.
Okay.
What does he say?
He says, remember, children, third-degree burns are the most painful burn there
Excellent.
is.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the
Teacher.
teacher has an excellent button.
Yes.
of, I'm so sorry about your
About your
partner.
partner.
He says, I'm sure I speak for the class when I say, we are so sorry about your partner.
So,
And that teacher, I kind of
She did
recognized
great.
her.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
she's
too.
in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
career day, great. Fireman O'Hara's there. There is a literal construction man with a
Yeah.
cliche lunchbox sitting next to a
like
snotty kid.
YMCI level
Yeah.
construction worker parody.
YMCA.
What did I say?
YMC Beth.
YMCI.
And then who is there at the back of the class with Charlie? Oh, it's his biological parents. That's interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, who's this? A bonus. A bonus Neal. Ready to talk shop with these children while his wife, who in theory, I don't even know if she works. Why are they all there?
Yeah.
There should be, like, clearly there should just be one parent there. Like, there's clearly like a capacity issue in that classroom.
Yep.
Based on all the other cliched job holders in that room,
Yeah.
it was a one parent only situation.
I mean,
Yeah.
we did
About
notice
3.
the fully dressed ballerina in the back, right?
I did not, and
Thank
now
you
I'm
very
thrilled.
much.
Yes.
Need to watch that
There
scene
is
again.
a woman in the back of the room with a tutu that's probably like 2 feet wide.
Amazing.
No way.
Amazing. Probably because I was too focused on fucking Neal.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to say I am pro step parent.
Sure.
I have a very good stepfather. My parents are
Absolutely.
divorced.
This has nothing to do with his
Specifically
relationship.
Neal, who
Yeah.
sucks.
It's not about his relationship to the child in terms of like, if you were to describe his role in the child's life, it is his relationship to the child in how he behaves.
Yeah, and the fact that he is Neal.
Neal, come on.
Do we say Neal is Judge Reinhold?
Judge
Yeah.
Reinhold.
Okay.
Judge Reinhold, I have no
case you
problem
needed
with
that
you.
connection.
You
Yeah.
are great. Go enjoy whatever royalties you get from Beverly Hills
I
Cop.
hope you get more comedic roles in the future.
What?
Judge Royal Hole?
Royal Hole?
What?
Did I say Royal Hole?
Sure. You said
What?
Royal Beth.
Oh, okay.
Stop it.
I don't need to be involved.
Molly, did you want to talk about Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
I promised. I brought it up. I said I'd look it up. He's doing great.
Oh,
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, are you based this entirely on the article you said, here, read this while I go to the bathroom?
Yes.
You didn't even read it.
He said he went to Harvard. It sounds like he's doing okay.
He's fine. The article gave him way too much credit for, quote, multitasking while he was seen walking 2 dogs, looking at his phone, and vaping. Which, like, sure, more than one thing. Sometimes I'll admit walking 2 dogs can take up most of your attention. But, like, it's not like he's juggling or anything.
Yeah.
Well, good on him.
Yeah, apparently he stepped back from the industry for a while because he's feeling a lot of pressure being a teen heartthrob.
Sure.
Wow, Beth. I hope you can live with yourself.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Beth,
probably my fault.
you pushed him away.
I just thought about him too much.
He could tell. He knew.
You do.
Oh, that Gibbs. That Gibbs girl's putting so much pressure on me.
I'm so sorry I did that to you. Here, take my phone and read this article.
Amazing.
I didn't get time.
Amazing.
That is so bad. Why
I
am
mean, it's the level of commitment we expect.
Yeah. Beth, did you want to talk about milk?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, milk is a common theme on our podcast.
Indeed.
Starting with the Psycho episode when we realized that villains who drink milk.
Yeah.
creepy
Specifically
villains?
creeps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Creep type.
In this movie, he does not like milk at the beginning, right? He doesn't really drink it.
I don't think he has a strong
He
opinion
says
about milk.
he is
either way.
lactose
He
intolerant.
does
Yeah.
seem like intolerant, yes.
And then he's all in on the milk when
All
he
in.
becomes Santa Claus. And I was just curious about people's feelings on that, being that it's an adult drinking milk.
So
Was it
is-
creepy?
It is an adult drinking milk, but I suppose it's an elf drinking milk.
Interesting.
Do you think he becomes an elf?
He asked one of the children adults, who's the head elf? And they said, you are.
Yeah. I believe there's oftentimes Santa is a jolly old elf.
Canon. I believe that is canon, yes.
Yeah. Even though he's big, which that even as a child, I was like, no, he's a big person and the elves are.
He's like a wood elf.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Except. Anyway,
But his ears didn't like get pointy.
no.
No.
Maybe you
Like
just
the
couldn't
other
see it
elves?
over the white hair.
I guess so.
I don't know.
I think that would be the most disturbing change.
The
out of-
ears?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your ears start to change shape.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Wild. I thought the milk thing was an interesting moment. There was also the closest to a nice juxtaposition that happens is in the beginning when he's Santa, he comes downstairs and a sweet little girl wakes up and sees him and he is so rude to her. And she says, aren't you going to drink
He
the
just
milk?
killed a man, Molly. He's had a rough night.
Murderous rampage. And, she says, aren't you going to drink the milk? And he says, I'm lactose intolerant. And he storms off.
Yes.
Not a very nice man.
However,
I'm going to get to the next scene.
Cut
What do you
two.
mean? Cut two.
Yeah.
A year later, same little girl's chimney. He is much gentler, much kinder.
would you say he's jollier?
I would say he's a little jollier. And she says something like, aren't you? Oh, and he makes a big deal about drinking the milk. And he says, oh, I think the milk might be sour. And she says, it's soy milk. And at first you're like, oh, this is just another 90s joke about therapy and avocado toast of the 90s or
Right.
whatever. And then she says, you said,
Sorry, you just blew my mind a little bit.
And then she said, "You're lactose intolerant."
Yeah, very sweet.
And I was like, it was
The
such
sweetest.
a thoughtful, and I was like, it's possible to write something sentimental and thoughtful. Why is that the one moment in this movie?
Maybe that was a punch up from, I don't know.
Somebody
and
nice.
then his response is also really
Yes.
nice. He says, "Thank you for remembering."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It
was
he
very
wasn't
sweet.
like, he didn't like brush it off
I
and make
lied.
some joke about
I
it.
love
Yeah.
lactose.
Like, well, at least that's not as bad as that, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Not
true.
as bad as my wife's cooking. Oh.
Oh my god! And they do get in so many animal noises at the very beginning of the movie.
That felt like a
real throwaway.
like just sort of like, just a hint at it for the fans, right? It's like, I'm not going to do the grunt, but
Yeah.
I'll give you some animalistic noises.
He does a big huh in the mirror when he's got the white hair.
It's still not quite there.
not quite
though.
there.
It's subtle. It's a Scott Carr Smith. What's his name? Calvin.
Carson.
Calvin.
Calvin.
Sorry,
Scott
Cal
Calvin.
Beth.
Cal Sparson.
Cal Smith.
I thought when you said animal noise, I thought you were talking about the reindeers farting, which is a very good comedy.
There's more fart jokes in this than I remember.
Let us take a moment, though, to send sweet smooches of respect
Okay.
to Hank Crestthorne for those beautiful reindeer puppets.
They're only
Comet.
slightly terrifying.
They were terrifying. But you know what? Remember that he got to start making
Yeah.
human fetus
Yeah.
puppets.
Yeah.
So, like, he's got a little bit of an uncanny valley
Well,
thing
plus,
going on.
he had to contend with there were some real reindeer in the filming.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So he really
He
had
did
to
a great
step it
job.
up.
Did a great job.
I like that.
farting reindeer who can look as real as a normal reindeer. I got you, hey, Crestthorne.
So the reindeer's got to we got to make a believer that the reindeer can make a rope at the end, right? Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll give it the bright eyes of a human man. Ooh, Crestthorne's starting to sound more and more like Eddie Pepitone.
Yeah.
Can we take a brief moment to discuss the common issue in America of throwing too many cops at a problem?
Oh, yeah. We should talk about the
good
Lakeside Cop
Lord.
Department.
Because, good God,
How do they even have that many cops?
on Christmas.
I can tell you how they had that many cops.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too much funding.
yep.
So he, as Beth pointed out, Scott/Santa performed the easiest kidnapping in the world because it was basically handed to him on a platter.
They just left it. They just were like, sure, we'll leave you by the front door with the child that you are not supposed
Yeah.
to be around.
Cops come out. They say, like, all right, we got a guy dressed as Santa. We's got a kid, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then they have a quick cut of another Santa being roughed up.
Yeah.
Which
just
suggests,
thrown against the hood of a car.
I'm thinking,
I will say that was one of the few places I laughed.
Molly, like 7 Santas probably were killed that night.
No.
At
No.
least injured.
At least
like, they
injured,
were
'cause,
being
like-
very rough.
And they...
Oh, he's got a candy cane. Take him out.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Exactly. And they arrested at least 6 because they brought Laura in to do a LOL
yeah.
lineup, even though they
Yeah.
were different heights
That was
and
pretty good.
races, and they turned wrong because some of them were probably drunk.
Yeah.
Because,
That's it.
no more kids, am I right? Bada boom, candy cane schnapps, here we go. Oh, what are you doing? I'm just trying to get my Chris. Ow, my head.
I paid minimum wage for this. Get off of me, coppers.
And then, then they wrote a report that he was resisting arrest. It
Oh my God.
Slapped him around with a phone booth.
was rough.
Yikes.
My point is, too many cops in that situation. And then the second time, they're like, he's in the house. They bring the whole fucking SWAT team.
This is a small town.
They have
it's
a
a suburb or something. And they got,
And it's Christmas.
And it's pre 9/11. Where are they getting these military equipment?
I don't know. But yeah, they have a chopper, right? They've got a whole SWAT team with like full on assault rifles.
Yep. They've got a sniper
They
in
got
the
a
back.
sniper
Yeah.
looking to take out this guy. I mean, they think he's crazy and kidnapped his own kid.
But they're so bad at follow through because he's like, where the reindeer? He's like, or where's the kid? He's like, oh, he's in the sleigh. No one looks on the roof.
no, he's just freezing on top of
And
the
where
house.
did the reindeer go?
By himself.
Where did the reindeer go? Why did
They
they
couldn't give
abandon
him a
the
ride?
child?
yeah.
Also,
What were they doing?
the whole reason in the beginning of the movie that they go out to see if Santa Claus is on the roof is because they hear someone on the roof.
Yeah.
You're not hearing your small child walk around on top of the roof. People are
Bad cops.
bad cops,
Bad
bad
parents.
parents.
Yeah.
Bad Society.
Great movie.
Great movie. Yeah.
Yeah, we were laughing if the sniper had taken Santa out. And then
Becomes Santa?
Becomes
Take
the
the
Santa
shot.
sniper.
Yeah. Ah, geez, what's this card that just landed in my hand? Oh, no! God, Chief, I'm being pulled away by this magic bag. What do I tell? O'Neal, you'll be fine.
He'll take the shot. Take him out. He knows too much.
Oh, no, Chief, the card just fell into my hands.
Okay, but also in that scene, a bunch of the people are dressed up as elves.
Yeah, what was-
Or no, they're not dressed up as elves.
They are
elves. Do you think that's the other faction?
Oh, they were waiting to see if he was going to get taken out?
Yeah.
To see, so
They're
they
ready,
can
so they
install their own.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
for the listener, if you haven't seen the movie recently, there are elves sprinkled into regular life throughout.
It's very strange.
But without any explanation.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're just a bunch of elf spectators who kind of smile and nod and walk away.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, I don't even
know
get
either.
it from like a storytelling device. Like,
Do we think those are the red hooded guards in plain clothes?
oh.
Like if O'Neal had actually gone to take the shot, they would have taken out their sharpened candy cane
Yeah.
shiv and just like
They're undercover.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
Wow. This is.
Or they are the
Protect the Jolly One at all costs.
yeah.
Well,
Too many cops in Lakeside Terrace
Yeah.
or whatever it was called.
yeah.
And they love donuts.
Oh, those
okay.
donut jokes.
That's another show with this supposed elite squad of jetpack elves. They tie up the cop, the guy at the front working the desk. They tie
With
him up
ribbon.
in ribbon. And then they shove a donut in his mouth to keep him quiet. Donuts are all sugar. It'll dissolve immediately.
And
I
you
think
could,
that was-
you could just
You
eat it or
you
spit
just
it out.
Eat it. Just chew, chew, chew. It's done. Apple, at least there's some resistance.
They don't need to be quiet for very long. They got their tinsel, like
That's true.
nanofilament wire to cut
Right.
open the jail cell.
That's true.
Bust them out of there.
I don't know. I feel like donut jokes with police is just,
1994.
it's just very, very lazy.
Yeah, it should have been fentanyl.
Wow.
Now that's a funny joke. 2022. Look it up.
The year. Just look it up.
Just look up the year.
Wait, shit.
It's on a calendar.
Too late.
Well, before we get to our final reviews of the movie we just watched, The Santa Claus,
Yes, Dan.
we like to turn to our Discord, which you can access if you are a patron.
Patreon.com/TotesRecall.
And
Hold on. Are we talking about fan
We're
engagement?
talking fan
Oh,
engagement.
baby.
And on this Holly Jolly night, we've
Jingle,
engaged
jingle,
with...
jingle.
Jingle, jingle. We've engaged...
I didn't realize I could just make you say that. That's amazing.
we put out the call for Q's and C's
We
on
did.
the night of record. And we got one response.
Wow.
Great.
About a multi-Q.
Multi-Q.
Yes.
Okay.
My last
So-
name's a Palindrome asks the following questions. Is the clause itself a curse? What would have happened if Charlie scared Santa off the roof? Would he be forced to be the next clause? So I think I'll answer the second parts first.
Okay.
I think Palindrome, our friend Palindrome, they remembered, as I did, misremembered that it's not just the killing of Santa, it's also the putting on of the coat. So if Charlie had scared it off, I don't think Charlie would have had to have been Santa.
Unless he put on the
coat.
Do you think
Yeah.
there's not like a
If
age
Charlie had been like,
restriction?
"Oh, Dad, cool Santa suit in the snow," and put it on,
Yeah.
would he have had to have read the card first? So at least you have someone of reading age. Although I guess he's of reading age.
age?
You know.
I think that I behind the curtain got up to get more pizza when they actually showed
patrons.
the is there like a I want to say fine line, that's not what it is.
Fine.
Fine print
print.
of like what the contract is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What did it say exactly?
It was very
Like,
long. It was like,
if you put on the coat,
read this
if you read
card
this card
and put on the coat,
then
you are now
you're
Santa
Santa.
until you cause an accident or choose to stop being a Santa.
Okay.
Whatever.
So there are two things there then. You have to read the card and put on the suit.
yeah.
So
Yes.
if he did both, then I would say yes.
You don't think there's like an issue with like him being a minor? You don't think the coat would be like, nah, sorry, kid.
I don't know.
Maybe
Would
the
it age him
idea
up?
is you have to like
rapidly?
in some way fit into the suit.
Christmas magic. I don't know.
It doesn't even say
Tim
that
Allen
in the
doesn't fit.
contract.
He makes that joke, like, oh, got some room to grow or whatever.
Yeah. So you think he'd just be wearing like a massive coat, getting pulled along with that bag?
Well, I think he might transform into an adult man.
Whoa.
Oh, that's too much.
That's too much.
So is it a curse? I think is the more interesting question.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
absolutely is.
I would not want to be Santa.
For generations at a time now, humans have come across the Crimson Coat and have been forced to keep the levers of capitalism alive by bringing consumables to all the young, impressionable children of the world.
Oh, hey, speaking of consumables to young, impressionable children,
Yeah.
pro tip. If you are a parent or someone who is giving a present to a child,
Mm-hmm.
don't make the extravagant ones from Santa,
Ooh, yeah.
because other kids who get like a pair of socks from Santa or nothing from Santa are like, wow, they got like Barbie's dream house. Santa must love this other kid more. So when you're giving gifts or Santa is giving gifts,
Wink.
wink, make sure that they're attainable gifts, right? And the super special ones make from you or someone they know.
Yeah. Plus, you want the credit for the good
Yeah,
ones.
absolutely.
You would think, I mean, I think a lot of parents want to pass it off like, well, I wouldn't get you this, but Santa would, you know? But yeah, it's just really hard for those other kids.
Yeah.
There is a palindrome question about Charlie getting the curse, like a vampire, I think is what we're implying here. It reminded me that there was a slight implication at the end where Charlie was like saying he wanted to like maybe join the family business.
Oh, yeah.
Seemingly forgetting that means he has to murder his father.
Yeah.
Well, he could work at the. He could work there.
I
at
He
guess.
did show an aptitude for upgrading the sleigh
Which
into super
made
spy
no
mode.
sense.
It was so silly.
It should have at least gotten nitrous, am I right?
It like
Nos, baby.
instead of like a CD coming out of a CD player, there was like a cookie.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
if
LOL.
Santa needs more cookies.
That's how he runs. He runs on sugar.
But he's like every single house he stops in.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't appreciate how tedious they made the whole process seem. Like so literal. Like time space has to go through a weird continuum so that you can literally get out of the sleigh and go down every single chimney and deliver presents to every single house. It doesn't sound fun at all.
I don't think it is supposed to be
That's
fun.
what makes
it's
it a curse.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you only have to do it one day a year. But I guess it probably feels like forever
Yeah.
because you're.
Next time you have to, like-
live 1,000 lifetimes every
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
And the rest of the year, you're quelling rebellion and making sure all your elves are like in
Yeah.
line making toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you fear for your life every day.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because at any moment, they could take you out.
Plus,
Yeah.
Judy has
Right.
all the levers of power.
I think so. I think Judy is like secretly the power behind the throne. Right?
Yeah, like the.
I mean, why do you think they built that fucking radio hat where she can communicate directly with Santa? Like that's how they can. So now they can install anyone they want to Santa, and Judy can speak.
I mean, he's
for
quite
him.
literally a puppet.
Yes.
I will say my most childlike moment during that entire movie is when he gets arrested
Yeah.
in the living room, and I'm like, oh no, where's his hat? How is he going to talk to Judy?
Oh,
It's from the movie. Forget it.
I got it.
DVDs.
DVD.
Wow.
Thank you, patron.
Thank you. Thank you. It was
My
a
last
great
name's
question.
Sandra.
They were
Yeah.
great questions.
Before we move on to ratings,
Please.
Yeah.
I also want to say there is a rockin' song at the end of the show during
Oh,
the
yeah.
credits.
Oh, hell yeah.
The gist of it is that Christmas comes again.
It will return.
It will return.
Christmas will
Yeah.
return.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. That's it.
It's intense, though. Like, they go for it.
Yeah, they're like, think about it in the spring and the summer also, then the fall, then winter was cold, Christmas, will come again.
Christmas.
Key change.
Christmas will return.
Sometimes it's spring, sometimes it's summer, but Christmas will return.
Santa's coming on his magical sleigh. He's coming for you, so you better watch out. Sharpen your blades and raise your shields.
Don't close your eyes, Santa's coming for you.
The drums of war reverberate across the ice.
Yeah, it went through a lot of genre shifts.
It was wild.
Great song. Awesome. Well, our rating scales we all remember
Of course.
and don't need to explain. Were
It's the most clear-cut rating scale we've ever had.
yeah.
Perfect. Makes
Thank
perfect
you
sense.
for prompting me there. I was looking at my notes and all I could think was like boop boop
Oh, sure. Oh, very different movie.
That bolt.
If you murder a school skipping child, you then have to have the day off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Santa's Day Off. Okay. And we know what they are. We don't have to explain.
Of course, it's obvious.
It's obvious.
Everybody's seen it. Everyone's gotten one for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a tradition.
Dan, you gave it 3. You thought it would be dumb.
Yeah.
You were a dumb child who liked it.
Yeah.
But maybe there'd be like 2 jokes you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, there was definitely like something in there that I liked. I enjoyed yelling at Neal.
Sure.
And I don't know. It was pretty much exactly what I expected. So who am I to poo-poo this?
You're a podcaster.
Dumb. Oh, that's true. I'm a white man with a microphone. Yeah, 3. Boop, boop.
Wow.
Boop, boop. Boop, boop.
Thank you. Respecting
Want
the
to make
system.
it official. I need to make it official.
Yeah.
Beth, you gave it 2.5 for basically the same reasons as Dan.
Ha!
Yeah, I'm not going to be as nice as Dan was to this movie. I thought it was
Wow,
terrible.
what a surprise. What a surprise.
I remember liking it as a kid, but as an adult, it's just nothing. It's just nothing movie, and it's not funny. And I only had fun because I was watching it with friends.
Oh,
So 5 Moon Friends, of course.
of course.
1. Bup, bup. Huh? I was trying to make it more grunty, but I couldn't really do
It's
it.
fine. No, it works.
Fine.
You got to make it yours. You know?
Yeah.
I thought there was no way I was going to like this movie because I had no attachment to it, and it's a family movie from 3 decades ago. Would say that, but maybe there'd be 1 joke,
Sure.
that would really get me, and there wasn't. There were a couple jokes I was like, oh, that's okay. Reindeer farting, obviously.
Obviously.
Tim Allen farting, obviously. There was a couple. You were right about the sweater was a decent joke. Like after Tim Allen leaves and Neal is like, "Oh, you're right about the sweater."
Mm-hmm.
Like he recognized that was okay, but overall, I hated it.
Yeah.
I found like the premise is there's something there that's good enough, but like none of the arcs that could have fulfilled that premise existed. Just the screenplay was too mushy. I hated Neal. 1. Bup, bup.
Excellent.
Molly, you gave it 3.5. You had faith that we picked this because it couldn't be too bad, and we know what we're doing.
Which is an insane thing to rely on.
Yeah.
We chose to watch Attack of the Clones.
I thought we just
Hey,
had
we still
to.
got 1 star
Hell yeah, we
to
do.
go.
Kathleen,
No.
get on it.
Oh, bless us.
Right? Kathy? Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Thank you.
Kathleen Turner.
Kennedy.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. What time is it? Okay.
It's after Molly Midnight.
Sure.
This was, I mean, there was some levity and joy towards the very end of the movie, but I truly, verily, I did say,
Yes.
this is worse than Freaky Friday.
Out loud,
Said
listeners.
it out
Yeah.
loud, yeah.
I got so frustrated, and finally I realized it's because I didn't even have my phone with me.
Yes, it was
Soothed
amazing.
By the sweet light of
It
her.
was like a 13-year-old bored on a road trip.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I almost felt like it was like a toddler without her like safety blanket.
Oh, sure. Or without
Or
their
security
phone,
blanket.
probably.
Yeah.
Their little like, oh, the...
Just the frown up on her face. She was so mad.
Yeah. I think at one point when you said something, I literally shouted, "Where is your phone?"
You said, I don't know, and you slapped the couch
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, that's what made it seem
Tantrum.
like a toddler. Was the arm slaps.
Well, I
Do
very
you-
calmly and collectedly retrieved my phone, and everything was okay.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Though. Now, in the bright light of your phone,
Yeah.
do you still feel that way? Do you still feel it is worse than Freaky Friday?
Yeah. No, I really
Okay.
do.
Okay. Wow.
I really do.
This is big.
And I feel it because it was a comedy. And it was a family movie. And it was neither funny nor good for families.
You are describing Freaky Friday.
Well, exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it was so frustrating. And even the supposedly heartwarming moments didn't come when you thought that they might. And this kid's like love of his dad is based entirely on his dad transforming into a creature that is not of this world. And the only way he gets to see his dad is when he shakes a snow globe. Like, there's so many
I forgot about that.
problems with this movie. It's just like chock full of issues. And like to have a therapist be so bad at being a therapist and so bad at being a stepdad, and to have a mom who was so disengaged from her child, I guess to leave her open to romance with Tim Allen as Santa, I'm confused. I just hated it. I really hated it. And I think the only thing that could make me hate it more than Freaky Friday would be watching Freaky Friday again and remembering how much I hated that movie.
Who's to say, though? Because maybe the key here is that if Freaky Friday... maybe we're learning that Tim Allen is the key to you. Like, what drops it below Freaky Friday is having to sit through a Tim Allen movie.
I mean, that might be.
Yeah.
I want to give it 1 just so I can say, bup.
Very good.
That's the only reason.
Oh, just to make the noise?
It deserves a 0. It deserves a -1.
I think you gave Freaky Friday
a 0?
A 0.
Okay, I give this a 0-er.
I actually think that you gave it... Okay, I think that the rating scale had something to do with a motorcycle, and you said something about it crashing into a wall.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
True Totes heads, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds correct. I just really hated this movie. It's hard to imagine hating a movie more.
Yeah.
But I probably have.
You gotta watch Freaky Friday.
I guess we'll have to watch Freaky Friday again.
No.
To know.
No.
Watch.
I mean, they're going to make a remake of it, maybe.
Yeah, they will definitely make another Freaky Friday.
No.
We should watch the next Freaky Friday.
It's been in the zeitgeist.
It's true. Patrons, give us some amount of money to force Molly to watch Freaky Friday.
I mean, you get to executive produce a movie. It's out there.
That's true. I guess we've never
There's
said...
nothing in the rules.
There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play basketball or select a movie we've already watched.
Yeah. So is that a 0 or a 1, Molly?
0.
For our records.
Yeah,
Wow.
0.
And what is the unit of measurement?
Bup.
Oh, that got very, like, cow-like at the end. What a lovely day. Go watch Making the Beanstalk. That cow rules.
Oh.
Really?
The singing cow in it. It's great.
All right.
Which in the Beanstalk?
Mickey and the Beanstalk.
Oh, like Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the one.
That has 2 of my favorite moments in cartoondom.
Go on.
Oh.
Wow.
Maybe 3. Oh, shit. Is that where they slice the bean? That's where they slice the bean. 3.
They slice the bean?
Yeah.
I like how you said
for
it.
interpretation.
Oh, they're hungry, right?
Yeah, they have 1 bean.
They have 1 bean,
And
they cut it up.
slice it very thin.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it. I guess I haven't seen it.
It's great. Check it out on probably
Disney.
Disney
Plus.
platform.
Yeah. Although you can't see the one with the ventriloquist anymore, I don't think. Forget it. This is me going down memory lane. Probably a couple years before I watched The Santa Claus with my father in the house that is now owned by my mother, Molly.
Move over, Tim Allen.
Bow, 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 dow, dow. Is the show over?
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Happy December.
Happy New Year.
Hey,
Christmas will return. Christmas will return. She came from somewhere back in long ago.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.